try to talk to the defense on the way out the field?
I did not. But those guys stepped up to the challenge. I mean, obviously, put them in a terrible position off the tip pick. And so I think that not only them getting that stop, I think it just flipped the momentum of the entire game. They kind of came back in that second half and were firing on all cylinders. And so for them to get that stop and then for us to have that long drive, I think it ended in the field goal. But it just kind of switched the momentum, and then we were able to kind of get the win from there.
Can you describe the emotion after the 4-down stop? I mean, that feeling for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, it's big time because, I mean, I think it was the ball was on like the 3-yard line. A couple times it was on the 1. And for them to not just let up, I mean, it's easy in that situation to just let them kind of get in the end zone just because it's not really on them. I mean, it's on the offense to put them in position, but they stood their ground. They went up there and said that they're going to make them earn it. They're going to make them earn every single yard. And the defense made a big-time stop, and we were able to carry that momentum into a win.
How do you feel like
I thought he did a great job. Obviously, third down, he had the big catch early in the game, and then he had a couple other big plays. I missed him on the one corner route early, but still got open. And then as I looked back at the tablet, there's a couple times where in man coverage, he was just really working and winning. Even the touchdown to Trav, I threw. If you look back on his side, he's open too for a touchdown there. And so now that I mean, you see that. I mean, obviously I know the type of player he is, but you see that on the field. It shows that if they're going to play man coverage against him, he's going to get open and have to give him the chances to go out there and make plays. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's high-level stuff just because it was zone coverage. They kind of were in the right spot. He pulled up in the right window. Stuff you see Trav do a lot. You see Juju do a lot. And I was able to throw the ball. And I've kind of talked about a little bit. He has a good body language, and he runs routes. And so you can kind of tell what he's going to do before he does it. And so we'd only practiced that play, I think, once, maybe twice. And for third down in that situation, for him to run it and be in the right position, it shows that he's going to fit in perfectly in this offense. I think guys just did their job. I don't think it was one or another. I mean, we ran it sometimes. I ran it sometimes. We threw the ball when we needed to throw the ball. That defense has a lot of different coverages, and guys were able to recognize the coverages and execute at a high level. And then, I mean, I thought we played a pretty good football game offensively. Obviously, the pick hurt us there in the second half. But other than that, I thought guys did a good job. We got to clean up some of the penalties, the turnovers, obviously. But I think we're building and going in the right direction. Yeah, I mean, just being able to find guys, getting them open in windows, make the throws. I thought guys came in with the right mindset. I think now if we can just kind of connect on some of those deeper passes downfield, that'll really expand the zones that the teams are playing against us. And I felt good about how we played today. They have a good defense, and I thought we did a good job executing at a high level and getting the win at the end of the day. Yeah, no, I mean, it's a rivalry. It goes back further than anyone on that football field. It's no matter what the records are, you come into this football game, you know it's going to be a fight. You know it's going to be a fight every single snap. There's going to be no give up. And they have a lot of guys on that team that have a lot of pride in playing at home and playing in this stadium. And so we did a good job of executing. They made some plays, we made some plays, and at the end of the day, we found a way to get a win. Yeah, Chiefs Kingdom travels well. I mean, everywhere. But they've done a great job of traveling here to Vegas, and it's exciting to see whenever you can get into a stadium and you're in an opponent stadium, you just see red everywhere, and it shows the support that we have and we've gotten throughout my entire career, and it's a special place, and I don't take it for granted because it costs money to travel, it costs money to come to games, and people want to show that they support us, and we're going to show that same support to them when we're in the community. Not at all. I mean, he's like the least. I guess you ask anyone on the team, they'd want to score Travis to score a touchdown more than he would want to score a touchdown. That's just the type of guy he is, and so he was able to score the touchdown there. It was a tight window throw. He made a big time catch. He had a good game, but I don't think he mentioned National Tight End Day one time. So I mean, he's all about ball and all about winning. And I think you saw that the last game last year, whenever he could have got 1,000 yards, and he sat himself out, even though he wanted him to play. He's just all about winning at the end of the day, and that's what makes him such a special player.
You're the first. 30,000 passing yards in your career.
Yeah, no, it was. I didn't even know about that until after the game and them telling me. But obviously, an amazing accomplishment. It speaks to the organization I'm in. It speaks to the people that I have around me, the coaches I have around me, and the players. And it takes everybody. I think just being able to execute and get to that milestone is awesome. But we have a lot more to do. And we've had a great start to this season. We want to keep building on that.
That is a broader way about the defense. I mean, the last couple seasons in particular, the goal line stands out. But what is it that they've done to make the team what it is now?
I think the biggest thing about the defense and about this entire team is that whenever your number's called, the guy's going to step up and make the play. And that goes for the whole entire team, but especially the defense in situations like today. I mean, they had a good drive to start the game, and our defense, we lost all the momentum, and they were able in a bad situation, and that whole entire unit stepped up when their number was called to make a big-time stop. And that's what it takes when our great football teams. It takes greatness from everybody. It can't be one guy, and that's what's made us so great for so long throughout my career. It's not all about me. It's not all about Trav. It's about this entire team, and that's what makes it so special. Yeah, without giving away all our secrets, we knew the coverage that they were going to play, and we knew that guy was going to be going over there to get to Travis. And if he went over there enough, we were going to get back to the backside to D-Hop. So it was a good play call, and we executed and got a touchdown. I thought I could get him, man. You just never know. No, it was I was scrambling downfield. I knew I was downfield, but the guy was open. But maybe I pumped fake. I wasn't gonna be able to juke him. I was like, maybe he'll jump or something. But the guy behind me got me, so I gotta be a little bit more careful with the football as I'm getting downfield. Yeah, I thought they did a great job. Obviously, like I said, we cleaned some of the penalties up, and they have a great game. I thought they did a great job pass protecting. They did a great job when we called on them in the second half to run the football. I mean, that night I think it was 19-play drive. We were just running the football, getting 5 to 6 yards of carry, and they've done a great job this entire year of being able to do that. And we're gonna keep building as an offense. Hopefully, like I said, we can hit some of these deep shots. It'll take some pressure off them to be able to run the football with lighter boxes. But whenever we call their number, they step up to the challenge, I think that we have a lot of great guys up there that are getting better every week.
Travis Kelce ended his touchdown drought on Sunday night as the Kansas City Chiefs topped the Las Vegas Raiders, 27-20, to remain undefeated this season. Kelce hadn't scored in the regular season since November 20, 2023, against the Philadelphia Eagles, 12 games to be exact. He didn't make it 13. Instead, Kelce found space in the end zone in the second quarter, and Patrick Mahomes threw a sharp pass for the score. The Chiefs took the lead at that point and never looked back. Kelce led the team with 10 catches for 90 yards. Mahomes was 27 of 38 with 262 passing yards, 2 touchdown passes and an interception. Mahomes' second touchdown pass was thrown to Xavier Worthy. The rookie receiver had 4 catches for 37 yards. The Raiders gave the Chiefs everything they could handle. Down 4 points in the third quarter, Raiders safety Trayvon Moehrig intercepted a pass from Mahomes. But the offense sputtered and turned the ball over on downs on its next drive. With about 2:03 left in the game, Raiders quarterback Gardner Minshew found wide receiver DJ Turner for a touchdown. Las Vegas cut the deficit to 7 points but couldn't get the ball back. Kansas City has won 13 straight games dating to December 31 against the Cincinnati Bengals. The Chiefs remained undefeated with a critical 27-20 win over the Raiders in Week 8 on Sunday, though the team got some big injury news in the immediate aftermath of the contest. CB Najee Johnson stepped into a marquee role following Jalen Watson's injury, though he suffered a concussion, while T.E. Jody Fortson hurt his right knee and Patrick Mahomes had his ankle rolled up on. Kansas City's superstar 3-time Super Bowl MVP's ailment is the largest concern, but it sounds like Mahomes is fine moving forward. Mahomes seemed to be fine and finished out the game, completing 27 of 38 attempts for 262 yards and 2 TDs to 1 interception. He enacted his revenge following the Christmas loss to the Raiders in the 2023-24 season, ensuring the victory was never in doubt. Travis Kelce turned back the clock with 10 catches for 90 yards and a score, showing rookie sensation Brock Bowers who truly rules the roost. As long as Mahomes is okay moving forward, there's little reason to be concerned about the Chiefs' chances to complete the three-peat. Many fans immediately grew worried once Mahomes went down and felt the ankle injury. We saw him hampered in the playoffs against the Jaguars, Bengals, and Eagles. He still won the Super Bowl, yet it's much easier to emerge victorious with two working legs. Kansas City's best chances to win obviously come with a healthy Mahomes, so this injury update was a relief. Since he was able to finish the contest, there's little doubt Mahomes will be ready to go in Week 9 against the Buccaneers. After the Kansas City Chiefs win over the Las Vegas Raiders, head coach Andy Reid provided the latest information regarding injuries to Nazeeh Johnson, Patrick Mahomes and Jody Fortson. The Kansas City Chiefs suffered a pair of concerning injuries in their 27-20 win over the Las Vegas Raiders, though quarterback Patrick Mahomes escaped with only a tweak, according to head coach Andy Reid. After the game, Reid opened his post-game press conference with an injury report providing the latest regarding Mahomes, cornerback Nazeeh Johnson and tight end Jody Fortson. Couple things on the injury front: Nazeeh Johnson has a concussion and then Jody Fortson hurt his right knee. "We'll do some work on that and see what that is," Reid said. "Other than that, we're pretty good. Pat got his ankle rolled up on a little bit, but he was fine as it went on." Johnson's concussion will test the depth of an already thinning cornerback group following the loss of number 2 cornerback Jalen Watson in last week's win over the San Francisco 49ers. The Chiefs leaned on Joshua Williams and Chris Roland Wallace in Johnson's absence in Las Vegas, to mixed results. Fortson, who returned to Kansas City in late September after spending training camp and the preseason with the Miami Dolphins, exited after attempting to recover an onside kick in the Raiders' final effort to keep the game alive. Fortson placed no weight on his right leg as he was helped off the field before he was carted to the locker room after the game concluded, according to Vahe Gregorian of the Kansas City Star. Fortson's career has been marred by serious injuries, and there's now cause for concern that he could have suffered another one in Las Vegas. While anyone watching the game saw evidence that Mahomes was eventually able to function, and to continually outscramble Raiders defenders, following his brief bout of hobbling following his ankle tweak, it's good to hear Reid address it directly while noting that the team doesn't seem concerned about long-term ramifications. Mahomes has frequently played through foot and ankle injuries throughout his NFL career, particularly in the playoffs. As long as Mahomes doesn't acquire a variety of snowballing ailments that impact him as the season goes on, playing through a minor nick is par for the course for KC's QB. The Kansas City Chiefs looked like their old selves offensively in remaining undefeated with a 27-20 road victory Sunday afternoon over the Las Vegas Raiders at Allegiant Stadium. For a day, KC quarterback Patrick Mahomes and tight end Travis Kelce put up big stat lines more reminiscent of past years, leading the Chiefs' offense while coming together for repeated connections. Mahomes finished with 262 passing yards and 2 touchdowns, while Kelce had 10 catches for 90 yards with a score. KC pulled away 27-13 in the fourth quarter before the defense allowed a touchdown with 2:03 remaining in what amounted to garbage time. The game was the debut for Chiefs receiver DeAndre Hopkins, who played 23 snaps after the team acquired him via trade from Tennessee last week. KC's defense had its own moments in the win, too. One of the most significant sequences came after a Mahomes third-quarter interception deep in Chiefs territory. The Raiders took over at the Chiefs' 3-yard line trailing 17-13 before getting turned back on 4 plays. Las Vegas running back Alexander Mattison picked up 2 yards on 2 plays before losing 2 on third down when Chiefs linebackers Drew Tranquill and Nick Bolton corralled him. Then, on fourth down, Chiefs defensive tackle Turk Wharton swam to the inside to take down Las Vegas quarterback Gardner Minshew for a sack and one of the contest's biggest plays. Chiefs defensive tackle Mike Pennell came through on the Raiders' next possession, sacking Minshew and stripping the ball away. Tranquill scooped it for the recovery, and Mahomes led KC to a touchdown on the ensuing drive to make it 27-13 with 4:59 left. the Chiefs led 17-10 at halftime thanks to effective offense. Mahomes was decisive and accurate, completing 19 of 24 passes for 192 yards before the break. He also received some timely help from Hopkins, who had 10 first-half snaps but pulled down 2 catches in critical situations for 28 yards. Kelce also picked his way through the Raiders' zone defenses for 7 catches and 61 yards, while also pulling down his first touchdown of the season, a 5-yard grab, in the second quarter. The Raiders also showed some life offensively behind Minshew in a low-possession half. Minshew was 6 for 72 yards in the first quarter, which included a 12-play, 70-yard touchdown drive capped by a Jakobi Meyers 7-yard touchdown. The Chiefs, 7-0, will play at home on Monday Night Football against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 7:15 p.m. Central on November 4th. Patrick Mahomes passed for 262 yards and 2 touchdowns, and the two-time defending champion Kansas City Chiefs remained undefeated with a 27-20 victory over the reeling Las Vegas Raiders on Sunday. The Chiefs, 7-0, extended their winning streak to 13 games, including the playoffs. Their last loss was at home to Las Vegas. But the Chiefs are 5-0 against the Raiders at Allegiant Stadium and 6-0 there, including the Super Bowl in February. Las Vegas, 2-6, has lost 4 consecutive games, but this was the first time the Raiders had scored at least 20 points since a 20-16 victory over Cleveland on September 29. Mahomes became the fastest quarterback in NFL history to reach 30,000 yards, doing it in his 103rd game. Matthew Stafford had hit that mark at 109 games. Mahomes' top target was Travis Kelce, who had 10 catches for 90 yards, both season highs. He last caught double-digit passes on October 22, 2023, and this was the highest yardage output since November 26. Kelce also had a touchdown catch, his 75th, to pass Jason Witten for 5th on the NFL tight end list. Kelce moved within 2 of breaking Tony Gonzalez's team record. Gardner Minshew completed 24 of 30 passes for 209 yards and 2 touchdowns for Las Vegas, but was sacked 5 times. Jakobi Meyers, who missed the 2 previous games because of an ankle injury, caught 6 passes for 52 yards in the TD. Minshew had the burden of carrying an offense that had virtually no running game, finishing with 33 yards, averaging 1.6 per carry. The Raiders, however, made the champs work for this victory. But Las Vegas failed to take advantage of key opportunities. The Raiders had the ball and 1:57 left on the clock at the end of the first half, but went with 2 running plays before an incomplete pass on 3rd down. Kansas City got the ball back and went 56 yards on 9 plays for Harrison Butker's 42-yard field goal with 4 seconds left that made it 17-10. Las Vegas trailed 17-13 in the third quarter when safety Trayvon Moehrig intercepted Mahomes' pass to give the Raiders the ball at the Chiefs' 3. Running plays by Alexander Mattison resulted in plays of 2 yards, a no gain and a loss of 2 before Minshew was sacked on 4th down. The Chiefs then went 87 yards on 19 carries, taking 9:43 off the clock, to set up another field goal from Butker, this one from 24 yards early in the fourth quarter for a 7-point lead. The Kansas City Chiefs remained undefeated with a 27-20 win over their division rival Las Vegas Raiders on Sunday. As has been the case for several of the Chiefs' wins this season, it wasn't an easy one, but Kansas City once again found a way to win as it held off the Raiders late. Las Vegas trailed by just 4 points heading into the final quarter, but a field goal and a touchdown from the Chiefs meant the Raiders' late touchdown wasn't enough. Star quarterback Patrick Mahomes finished with 262 passing yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception, with his favorite target being tight end Travis Kelce, who had 10 receptions for 90 receiving yards and a touchdown, his first of the year. DeAndre Hopkins made his Chiefs debut after being traded from the Tennessee Titans earlier this week and had a somewhat quiet night, collecting 29 passing yards on 2 receptions as he gets comfortable in Kansas City's offense. After the win, fans praised Mahomes, Kelce and the Chiefs for continuing their hot start to the season. After weeks of speculation about his slow start, Travis Kelce finally broke through in the Chiefs' AFC West battle against the Raiders, silencing critics with his first touchdown of the season. The veteran tight end, who had been unusually quiet through the opening weeks of the 2024 NFL season, caught a pivotal touchdown pass from Patrick Mahomes during a critical third-and-goal play in the second quarter. The score not only gave Kansas City a narrow lead but also marked a turning point for Kelce, who had struggled to find his rhythm in previous games. Kelce's early season performance had been a point of concern, with just 8 receptions for 69 yards across the Chiefs' first 3 games. Questions swirled about whether defenses had figured out how to neutralize one of the NFL's top tight ends. Despite this, Kansas City's offense saw an uptick in Kelce's involvement during Week 4 against the Chargers, when he posted a season-high 89 receiving yards, stepping up after wide receiver Rashee Rice exited with a knee injury. That momentum continued as Kelce was targeted 10 times in the following game against the Saints, catching 9 passes for 70 yards. However, his stats dipped dramatically in the next matchup with the 49ers, managing only 17 yards in a game that still ended in a Chiefs victory. Yet, even during this dry spell, there was no lack of support from his teammates. Ahead of their game against the Chargers, members of Kansas City's receiving unit, led by Rice, were seen wearing T-shirts to show solidarity with Kelce, highlighting the tight-knit bond within the squad. Patrick Mahomes added yet another milestone to his career during the team's Week 8 clash against the Las Vegas Raiders. Late in the first half, a 16-yard pass to newcomer DeAndre Hopkins marked Mahomes as the fastest player in NFL history to reach 30,000 passing yards. With a perfect 6-0 record this season, Mahomes continues to lead the Chiefs on a dominant run. But while setting records is impressive, his true focus lies elsewhere: a rare Super Bowl three-peat that would elevate his legacy to new heights. With the Chiefs still dominating the AFC, all eyes will be on Kelce and Mahomes to see if this Kelce's touchdown marks the beginning of a resurgence or merely a momentary reprieve from the critics. Put in a dire scenario after Patrick Mahomes' third-quarter interception had the Raiders at the Chiefs' 3-yard line, defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo's unit stood tall, stoning Las Vegas on 4 straight plays for a turnover on downs, after Raiders running back Alexander Mattison gained 2 yards on first down. He met a wall on second down. He lost 2 yards on third down, and then on fourth down, defensive end George Karlaftis essentially rushed his man into quarterback Gardner Minshew to share the sack with Turk Wharton. As Spagnuolo will likely mention when he speaks to the media on Friday, there is a lot to clean up. I joked about the opening drive, the second-level coverage wasn't good, and it's unclear if Kansas City has an ample cornerback replacement for Jalen Watson and now Najee Johnson, but on Sunday night, he should smile. The Chiefs won't be happy about surrendering 20 points to the Raiders, but the goal line stand likely saved the afternoon. Tight end Travis Kelce had a vintage performance against the Raiders, catching 10 passes for 90 yards and a touchdown. We haven't seen it as much this season, but Sunday showed that Kelce can still be Mahomes' go-to target whenever necessary. All afternoon, Las Vegas had no answer for the veteran tight end. Kelce's score was his 12th against the Raiders organization. He has more touchdowns against the Raiders than any other NFL team. Acquired less than a week ago, Hopkins provided a promising glimpse of what's to come. His 2 catches both went for first downs, and showed that in a matter of days, he's earned Mahomes' trust. Raiders coach Antonio Pierce said last week he can't call the Chiefs true rivals until his team starts winning consistently again in the series. That may take some time. Kansas City's 6-game winning streak against the Raiders was stopped Christmas Day in a 20-14 loss, but it made sure to restore order Sunday. The Chiefs improved to 6-0 at Allegiant Stadium, a record that includes their win in Super Bowl 58 in February. Kansas City, 7-0, has won 17 of its last 20 meetings with the Raiders, 2-6. Sunday's game was still close well into the second half. The Raiders began a drive at the Chiefs' 3-yard line trailing 17-13 in the third quarter after safety Trayvon Moehrig picked off quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Their offense then lost 5 yards on 4 plays and turned the ball over on downs. Kansas City proceeded to kick a field goal the next drive, then added on a touchdown after quarterback Gardner Minshew lost a fumble. That put the Chiefs up 27-13 with 4:59 remaining. The Raiders did get a touchdown from wide receiver DJ Turner with 2:03 left, but Kansas City recovered the ensuing onside kick. Minshew completed 24 of his 30 passes for 209 yards and 2 touchdowns. Wide receiver Jacoby Myers caught 6 passes for 52 yards and a score. The passing attack didn't get much help from the ground game, as the Chiefs' defense held the Raiders to 33 rushing yards on 21 carries. Mahomes, who hadn't thrown a touchdown pass since Week 4, threw for 262 yards and 2 scores in the win. The Raiders' offensive staff continues to do a good job scripting out the beginning of games. They scored an opening drive touchdown for the 3rd time in 4 games Sunday. Minshew, who made his first start in 3 weeks, led the team down the field in 12 plays despite the Raiders committing a false start on their first play from scrimmage. Running back Alexander Mattison ran for 3 yards and then took a swing pass for 7. Myers, back on the field after missing 2 games with an ankle injury, converted on 3rd down with an 11-yard reception. The Raiders kept moving the ball with a Turner run for 4 yards and a catch by wide receiver Trey Tucker for 20. 2 Mattison runs for 3 yards and an 8-yard catch by rookie tight end Brock Bowers then got the team into the red zone at the Kansas City 19-yard line. A 7-yard run by Turner and a 3-yard carry by Mattison set the Raiders up with a first and goal at the 9. A run by running back Zamir White for 2 yards then led to a 7-yard touchdown pass from Minshew to Myers. Minshew completed all 5 of his passes on the possession for 53 yards. The Raiders' main issue has been sustaining their early offensive success. They didn't score another touchdown until Turner's at the end of the 4th quarter. Pierce has been criticized for his game management during his Raiders tenure, and he opened himself up for more questions Sunday. Many of them will surround the end of the first half. The Chiefs had a 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line after the 2-minute warning, and the Raiders used one of their remaining 2 timeouts on defense. It didn't help. Kansas City scored on its next play to go up 14-10 thanks to a Mahomes pass to tight end Travis Kelce, that left the Raiders with just 1 timeout when they got the ball back on offense with 1:57 left in the half. They elected to go conservative rather than attempt to take the lead. The Raiders threw a short pass to Myers for no gain and then huddled, allowing 40 seconds to run off the clock. Running back Amir Abdullah gained just 2 yards on 2nd down, leading the Chiefs to call a timeout with 1:11 remaining. Kansas City forced an incomplete pass, got the ball back and marched 56 yards to set up a 42-yard field goal for kicker Harrison Butker to go up 17-10 at halftime. That wasn't the only sequence where Pierce will come under scrutiny. The Raiders had a 4th and goal from the 3-yard line in the 3rd quarter, trailing 17-13. They selected to go for the touchdown and came up short when Minshew was sacked. It was the right move to attempt to take the lead. It just didn't work out. The Chiefs matched a franchise record with their 13th straight victory on Sunday in Las Vegas, beating the team that last defeated them. A pair of Patrick Mahomes touchdown passes, great success on 3rd down and a tremendous goal line stand paved the way for a 27-20 win against the Raiders that kept the Chiefs' record a perfect 7-0 this season. They also remained perfect in Las Vegas, improving to 5-0 against the Raiders in Allegiant Stadium, where they won Super Bowl 58 in February. KC star of the game Chiefs linebacker Drew Tranquill was all over the field, at times dropping into coverage. But he was at his best near the line of scrimmage. On the Chiefs' game-changing goal line stand, Tranquill was in on a pair of tackles. In the 4th quarter, he was in the right spot to scoop up a fumble from Raiders quarterback Gardner Minshew caused by KC defensive tackle Mike Pennell. It gave Kelce his 75th career touchdown, and 52 of those have come from Mahomes. Kelce finished this game with a season-best 90 yards receiving on 10 catches, with 12 targets, all team highs for KC on Sunday. Rookie Xavier Worthy picked up his team-leading 3rd, well done by the newcomer DeAndre Hopkins and the Chiefs' game planning. Hopkins eased into his Chiefs debut with a pair of first-down receptions. The veteran receiver's second gained enough yards for Mahomes to surpass 30,000 through the air for his career. Once again Mahomes got unlucky with a tipped ball interception. The defense bailed him out, though, with the goal line stand. Rushing offense, see Kareem Hunt, and the offensive line ground out yards all afternoon. Hunt picked up his fourth touchdown in 4 games to open the scoring. The Chiefs ran for 82 yards, with Hunt leading the way at 59. George Karlaftis turned in the biggest play of the first half when he swatted down a screen pass that might have gone for big yards. Also coming up big early were cornerback Trent McDuffie, whose blitz harassed Minshew into an incompletion that allowed the Chiefs to get a final first-half drive and field goal for a 7-point lead. The Chiefs' secondary, already missing Jalen Watson after last week's injury, lost his replacement, Nazeeh Johnson, to a concussion. And Joshua Williams struggled. He collected a pair of penalties that kept alive a Raiders field goal drive in the third quarter. Rushing defense, the goal line stand is one of the highlights of this season. The Raiders turned a Mahomes interception into a golden opportunity at the 3. Karlaftis was credited with a tackle on 3 straight plays and Tranquil on 2. On 4th down, with the Chiefs leading 17-13, first-year Raiders coach Antonio Pierce elected to go for it from the 3. Turk Wharton and Karlaftis dropped Minshew for a 5-yard loss. Harrison Butker remained perfect on field goals inside the 50 by nailing a 42-yarder just before halftime. He added a 24-yarder to cap an 87-yard drive. Rookie safety Jaden Hicks had a highlight play a week ago at San Francisco. This week, not so great. He collected a pair of blocking-in-the-back penalties on kick returns. For the second straight week the Chiefs faced an onside kick. A week ago against the Niners, the ball didn't travel far enough. This time it did, and quick thinking by a pair of Chiefs tight ends saved the day. Jody Fortson touched it first. But the ball bounced away to Noah Gray. Gray didn't exactly grab it cleanly, but he wound up securing the ball in the end. Fortson, however, was injured on the play.